You've made your decision. You know the marriage is over. But what about your spouse? They're still clinging to the illusion that things might magically fix themselves? You've been in separate bedrooms for months, maybe years. You can't remember the last time you went out as a couple. And most of your communication now happens through the kids' schedules or texting about bills. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. I'm Regina DeAngelis, the founder of Family Transitions, Divorce Coaching and Mediation, and a retired family law attorney. Today, I'm talking about what I call the reluctant spouse syndrome. So what is the reluctant spouse syndrome? Most of my clients have been exactly where you are. Living in a home with a spouse who seems completely oblivious to the fact that you would obviously be happier in separate places. When the topic of divorce comes up, they shut down. They tell you that you should stay together for the kids, or it's not a good time, we can't afford a divorce, or maybe they say, I don't believe in divorce. Does this sound familiar? All of those excuses, every single one, comes from one place, and that is incredible fear. And honestly, who can blame them? The traditional divorce process is terrifying. It's expensive, it's adversarial, it's traumatic, and it can destroy families emotionally and financially. So rather than face that fear, your spouse stays frozen in an unhealthy status quo, even when deep down they know that it's over. For decades, society has painted divorce as a traumatic, destructive event. So when someone says, I can't face this, they're responding from that instinct of this is going to be horrible and I need to be in survival mode. They think divorce means lawyers, courtrooms, and complete chaos. They imagine being forced out of their house, damaging the kids' lives, and losing everything that they've spent decades building. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. Until recently, there really weren't any good options for families who were wanting to separate. And families were forced into a legal system that has really nothing to do with supporting families. And that system tends to create more anger, more resentment, and more financial damage, not less. It is not the first step towards, finding peace and resolution. And that's exactly why I created the 21st Century Family Transition. It's not a divorce process. It's really an anti-divorce process. It's designed to keep you calm, confident, and in control while preserving the relationships and the assets that really matter. Instead of tearing down what you've spent decades building, this process honors your family, honors what you've built, and creates a healthy foundation for your next chapter. My clients tell me that it feels more like a guided life transition than a legal battle. And because that's exactly what it is. There is no battle. It is a guided, compassionate, step-by-step process that takes you from fear of the unknown into two healthy households. This happens without destroying your peace, without destroying your finances. And so here's what happens when we work together. First, I give you the exact script to gently break the news to your spouse in a way that keeps the conversation calm and grounded. Then we reach out to them directly. We want to make sure that all of their questions are answered and that they understand that this is a non-adversarial process. I'm here to help both of you transition to a two-household family calmly and efficiently. No one is being forced out of the house, and every step is explained so that both of you feel confident about timing and next decisions. You'll stay out of court and save thousands of dollars. Your assets are protected, and your kids and even your grandkids will benefit from having two healthy, loving homes instead of one that feels broken. This approach shifts the entire conversation from fear to empowerment. Because once your spouse understands there's a peaceful, structured path forward, their fear begins to dissolve. So, why does this approach work? I know because I've lived this. I know exactly how it feels to want peace but feel trapped by fear. That's why the 21st century family transition isn't about legal battles. It's about healing and stability. It's about honoring what you've built while creating something even healthier for your children and for you. Families who go through this process often tell me they end up communicating better after the divorce, after they are in two houses, than they were for sometimes years prior to starting the process. When you take court and conflict out of the equation, you open the door to real healing and collaboration. So if you've already decided divorce is necessary, the most loving thing you can do for yourself, your spouse, and your kids is to move forward calmly and wisely. You don't need to do it alone, and you don't need to destroy each other in the process. Find out exactly how to do this for your family by watching the free training in the description below. Thanks so much for joining me.